Good morning. Happy Tuesday, Activation Nation. We are so excited to be with you here today. I'm going to share my screen so we can get going. Hopefully everyone can see that okay. Again, so excited to be with all of you. Go ahead and jump in the chat. Tell us where you're tuning in from and say hello. We're so excited to have you here with us today. And you guys, our first Tuesday of the month, we get the privilege of being able to have a member of our either research and development team or our product team join us and go through our incredible products. So that day is today, and a little later on, we will have Lisa Barnes on here talking about the healthy weight stack and what components make up that stack and why it is so awesome. So I am Ashlyn Whitaker, one of your sales directors here in the US. And again, it is my privilege to lead you through today's Momentum Tuesday. Proper disclosures. A lot of time and effort goes into a successful LifeVantage business. So everyone's results will vary. Make sure you are giving it all of your effort and, the results will happen. So first, wanting to talk about our Drive Era incentive that is happening right now. It started January 1st and goes through March 31st. And our Drive Era incentive is all about earning tracks. We've talked about this now for over a year. We have enroll, retain, and advance tracks. So if you are an EC, if you rank advance to EC, or if you are currently an executive consultant and you earn 25 tracks, that can be a enroll, retain, advance, a mixture of anything in between. At Global Convention happening in April, you are going to have an exclusive experience with a breakfast at Tiffany's experience, plus $1,000 to spend at Tiffany's right there and then. So that is so exciting. We already have quite a few people who have earned breakfast at Tiffany's, and they are thrilled. So if you are not quite an executive, we still have such a huge thing for you. We have our driver's lounge experience. So if you earn 18 tracks or more, you receive access to our driver's lounge at Global Convention. This is open to any rank. So think about it though. If you're going for that breakfast at Tiffany's for the 25 tracks, obviously you had to pass 18 tracks to earn that. So you would earn both the driver's lounge at Global Convention and the breakfast at Tiffany's incentive. But anybody who earns 18 tracks or more receives access to that exclusive driver's lounge at Global Convention. We are still very much in our Alaskan cruise qualification time. So this qualification period for our Alaskan cruise ends March 31st, 2025. You guys, we had talk about closing the month last January. We had several of our consultants earning the Alaskan cruise right up till the last second. And it's been so exciting to see all of you coming on. And the really neat thing is we have consultants who they have team members that are earning their first incentive trip. And it's kind of like a parent, right? Like when you watch your toddler walk or something, just that sense of pride that they're doing it too, and you got to do it together. So this is for the US, Mexico, Canada, and Europe. The incentive, you can find all of this on our website or at hub.lifevantage.com. But really quickly, you need to earn 300 plus points, maintain a minimum rank of SC1, earn 3 enrolled tracks during the qualification period, which would be July 1st through March 31st of this year, earn 3 retained tracks during that same time frame, and maintain a paid rank of SC1. So those are the quick, high level how to earn the Alaskan cruise. Our upcoming events, you guys, next week, right? Would that be next week? Yes, I think it would be Sunday. Our South Africa trip for those that earn South Africa is happening. So we are less than 2 weeks away from all of them going to South Africa, which is so exciting. Global Convention happening in April. Get registered now. Growth Summit for those that earned Growth Summit July 1st through December 31st of 2024. That is happening in April, just book ending Global Convention. Then we have our virtual Activate July 12th Our international markets have an incentive trip to Vietnam. Then, of course, the US, Canada, Mexico, and Europe incentive trip to the Alaskan cruise. And then we have our Momentum Academy for the US market happening in October 2025. And dates for that will be released very, very soon. One more plug-in, use this QR code. Make sure you and your teams are registered for Global Convention. You do not want to miss it. And for those of you that have earned and are attending Growth Summit, you need to register for Global Convention. Okay, just because you earned Growth Summit doesn't automatically make it so that you are registered for Global Convention. So there's a few Growth Summit qualifiers that we noticed have not yet registered for Global Convention. Make sure you do that. High-level agenda for Global Convention. You have a few of the breakdown days here. We're going to have a recognition gala, which is going to be so fun. Black tie attire so you can dress up, be fancy. There's going to be entertainment, and then, of course, recognition with all of your LifeVantage family. It's going to be such a great time. And I'm super excited for the opening party happening on Thursday, Disco Speedway theme. So get with your teams, get with your friends, come dressed to dance the night away and have the best opening party at LifeVantage. March is the final month for recognition to receive recognition at Global. So rank advancements, seller titles, all of those things, March 31st. So end of month, March, you're going to want to wrap those things up so that we can recognize you at Global Convention. And then right now, starting January 1st through June 30th, 2025, is the next qualification period for Growth Summit. So those that earn Growth Summit during these next 6 months, your Growth Summit event will be happening in Salt Lake City, Utah, September 12th through the 14th. And then, as always, we're going to go through this with Lisa Barnes, but just wanted to put a plug. If you are looking for shareables, resources, the new study, anything like that that has to do with our new MB system, make sure you are going to hub.lifevantage.com/mindbody-resources, and you can find everything that you are looking for there. So now I am going to stop sharing my screen and welcome on Lisa Barnes, you guys. I enjoy working with Lisa so much. She is so knowledgeable. She loves these products, are her babies. She knows the ins and outs of them. She eats, sleeps, breathes these products. And I know that she finds so much joy in helping all of you see how demonstrable these products are in everyday life. So again, Lisa, thank you so much for joining us. We're happy to have you, and I'll turn the time over to you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Ash. And I'm so excited to get to chat with you guys because it's been a little bit since I've been on here, and there have been so many exciting things happening at LifeVantage. And one of the things that's been put out lately has been the results of this amazing healthy weight study. And Julie walked you through some of the high-level information during Global Kickoff, and there has been resources available in the hub, but I haven't gotten the chance to walk you through it. So I just want to spend a few minutes sharing these incredible results with you because it just gives you more reasons to share these phenomenal products. So sharing my screen, perfect. Hope everyone can see it. So we're going to talk about the healthy weight study. So like what I always like to do whenever we start any of these presentations is remind everyone who we are. Because every time that we're developing any product or working through the design of any study, we are always looking at the differentiation of activation because LifeVantage is the activation company. And in order to really prove this activation, that is where the research comes in, both on the cell studies, like the study I'm going to talk about today, and the human clinicals that we perform on our products. So first, we have to start with the original activation breakthrough. With our Protandim Nerve 2 Synergizer, we changed the world when this one came out. No one knew about activation. No one knew about this pathway. No one knew that what the results would be that would change so many lives. And so we started it all with this original activation breakthrough. But we didn't stop there. It would be very tempting with starting with a product this strong to just rest our laurels on it and just be like, we're only going to stick with this one. But we've applied our lens of activation to different systems throughout the body. We've looked at our True Science activated skincare. So we've applied it to the organ of our skin. We've applied activation to collagen. Constantly, we are looking at what is out of balance within the body that we can activate with naturally sourced ingredients and nutrients to be able to bring back into balance and really support your body's processes, because you have everything you need within your body to be able to live a healthy life. However, as we always talk about, life drags it down. The environment, the food we eat, the stress, and just everything we see as aging impacts all those processes, speeds them up, slows them down, brings everything out of balance. And so there are always new targets for us to activate. And so the original breakthrough was our NRF2, but then we've had our latest activation breakthrough, which is our MB system, our mind-body GLP-1 system, targeting activation of GLP-1. And what made GLP-1 so exciting is that it's a health target. It's known everywhere. If you hear about GLP-1, it always leads back to what you see on the news with weight loss and whatnot. But that's such a small view of this amazing hormone in your body that influences every system of your body, that has neuroprotective abilities, that has cardioprotective abilities, that influences the health of your kidneys and other organs around your body, while also helping that gut-brain axis. So just as phenomenal as our activation, our initial activation breakthrough of Protandim Nerve2, this mind-body GLP-1 system activates this critical health target that influences both short-term health, but more importantly, long-term health and your quality of life over time. But what I love most about LifeVantage is that we never look at just one product or one system alone. We are always asking ourselves the question and challenging ourselves to say, if I activate this system and I activate this system, what will happen? Because we know that with our Tri-Synergizer, when we have both our NRF2, our NRF1, and our NAD, if we combine all those together, we saw boosts and synergies in each one of those individual pathways. So we boosted the efficacy of each individual product by adding them together. And then we had our Healthy Glow, where we have our collagen and our NRF2. And with those, we actually saw a brand new benefit of breaking the cellular stress cycle. So then the question comes, what happens when you combine two activation breakthroughs? And that's where we get this Protandim Nerve2 and mind-body GLP-1 study. And what I love about this study is that it's not only looking at how we boost the individual pathways of NRF2 and MB, and we'll talk through this, but we also did see a phenomenal new benefit. So it combined the best of what we've seen from all of these different studies, all the benefits into one. So boosting existing benefits, adding completely new benefits. So let's first start with the first benefit: amplified oxidative stress protection with 4 new antioxidant pathways. Something to make incredibly clear is that when we look at these studies, we look at the products alone, and then we look at them in combination. And anything that any of the individual products activate on their own is not even in consideration for this piece. We looked at what was new that was activated with this combination that's only activated with the combination. So this is in addition to everything that Protandim Nerve2 does on its own. And we already know that it is phenomenal at activating and making your body's own natural antioxidants. But when you add MB system to it, you are activating and opening up those new complementary antioxidant pathways so you can intensify the benefits that you have chosen Protandim Nerve2 Synergizer for. But once again, that's not all. You have to flip it. So if you have MB and you add Protandim Nerve 2 to the combination, what do you get? And that's amplified metabolism through activating 9 new fat and fatty acid pathways. So you're helping your body be able to utilize fat more efficiently. And through the metabolism of fatty acid, you're helping to energize your cells, including your L cells, to be able to produce GLP-1 better. So you're coming alongside all of the benefits of MB that already exist and adding in additional pathways to add additional efficacy. And honestly, I always talk about, I like to activate as many pathways as possible because that is how you help ensure that the most people see the benefits with your products, because you never know what the source is of the problem that they're dealing with. But if we think about it holistically and look at synergistic pathways, we have so much better chance of providing benefits and helping people, which I know is a huge driver for why a lot of you share these products. You've experienced your own experience, your own benefits, your own life-changing results, and you want others to feel the same. And this helps ensure that more people can experience benefits. But so we've seen boosts of both antioxidant pathways and fat and fatty acid metabolism pathways. But the most exciting piece for me was the brand new benefit. So we can see the impact of age on one of the largest organs of our body, our skin. I mean, that's one of the reasons our True Science liquid collagen is so powerful, because when you're activating collagen in your body, you can see the minimization of wrinkles and the firming of skin. You can see how skin ages, and then you can see how it's restored if you activate at the source. Very visual. You see it in the mirror every single day. But what about aging's impact on other organs in your body? Because everything that you experience with your skin, the breaking down of structure, the breaking down of communication, all of that happens internally as well. And it's hard to know that it's happening because you cannot see it in the mirror, and you don't tend to notice it until you're dealing with health concerns that result from it. And so it's incredibly important to not only look at external aging and what we can see every day, but to also be thinking long term of the health of our organs on the inside, because that is what's going to allow us to live a healthier life and be able to live the life we want without hurdles and restrictions. So, combination of Protandim Nerve 2 and the mind-body GLP-1 is it's acting really as a renovation crew. It's activating a phenomenal 22 new genes to restore, rebuild, and renew internal organs. So this is going so much beyond just short-term benefits, but it's looking to long-term health, activating 22 new targets to be able to target internal organ aging right at the source, which is incredible. Once again, when you combine one phenomenal activation breakthrough with another phenomenal activation breakthrough, it's no wonder that we are seeing these kinds of synergies and this impact on long-term health. So let's walk through it a little bit more. So we have, once again, the combination. It helps tissue cells remain structurally strong. And so in order for your organs to stay strong, there needs to be what we call cellular adhesion. So the cells need to have a strong structure with each other. Otherwise, you will begin to see it crumble like you do on the outside with your skin when you see wrinkles form. That's from structure crumbling. Same thing happens with your internal organs. So you need to help those tissue cells remain strong. So here's a little bit of the science here, where you can see 10 of the genes that we significantly impacted that are involved in cell barrier and tissue strength. And you can think about them in all of these key areas of tissues and organs, like the blood-brain barrier, your cardiovascular system, so your blood vessel integrity, and then also your gut, so that barrier integrity there. So if you can think of the widespread impact of strengthening these tissues and strengthening these organs, it shows why it is so incredibly important to be addressing these targets right at the source. And so we're helping with keep them structurally sound, but we also help tissues, cells regenerate. And so this is kind of like coming in with a renovation crew. You need to be going, and as things are kind of breaking down, you need to be fixing them up. Otherwise, you're going to see long-term structural integrity issues and just problems with the foundation. And so you need this renovation crew coming in and keeping everything up to code. And that's where these pro-survival pathways come. And it's specifically 6 genes that we looked at that are in the sphingolipid metabolism pathway. You can always dig in more, but you don't need to. Essentially, what you just need to know are these are pro-survival pathways that help support cell survival and growth, so tissues are able to regenerate and maintain their integrity. So once again, working with the body's natural processes, its natural repair and regeneration processes, to make it so that as injury happens, as normal degradation happens, you have that repair happening to keep everything structurally strong. So continue on. So we have this structural integrity. We have kind of these pro-survival pathways coming in and keeping everything up to code. And then we also saw improved coordination, signaling, and impulses within tissue cells and nerves, because it's important to have structural integrity. It's important to have these continuous repair processes working at full speed. But if your cells and your tissues and your organs are not communicating, then you are going to experience a myriad of health concerns. And so you need to look at both chemical and electrical signaling. So here are some genes that we looked at specifically that are involved also in that sphingolipid metabolism pathways. So it's going to activate bioactive signaling molecules. So it improves that communication and that signaling between cells. So that allows your tissues to coordinate together. And then it also helps make sure that channels that control those electrical signals are working properly. So think of all of the different organs that implement these kind of signalings. I mean, it's all of them, but you can kind of jumps to mind is heart coordination through electrical impulses and brain function as well. So if everything is firing the way that it should and everything's communicating, then you are having optimal function with all of these crucial organs that influence your day-to-day quality of life. Because if your heart is not coordinating the way it should, just think of trying to walk up a flight of stairs and how difficult that can be. Or if your muscles are not coordinating, you're not having that coordination, that actual physical coordination, and you're tripping and falling into things. There's so many different impacts that not having appropriate coordination have on your body, and things that you may not even think are related to it, but that's the root cause of them. And if you can address it and come alongside these natural processes and get them working the way they should be, then you're able to optimize the function. And we also looked at some additional electrical signaling that also it dives into nerve health as well. But we had some additional genes that you can see here on the screen that are involved in neuroplasticity, maintenance of neural function, protection of nervous tissue from stress-induced damage. So once again, we can't escape these sources of stress, but we can help the body respond better to it. We see these genes are significant for brain homeostasis and maintenance of proper barrier function and tissue organization in the brain. And then they also help ensure that proper electrical signaling between neural tissues. So we're looking at all of these different pieces of what makes these organs be able to be strong and functioning. So the structure, their ability to repair themselves, and their ability to communicate both through chemical and electrical signaling. So there's an illustration that I really love to kind of close this up that really demonstrates how all of these work together. So you really need to think about it like a house over time. So If you have a house that's just been abandoned, you have walls that crumble and beams that get stress fractures. So think of that as the cellular adhesion. So if everything is not adhered together, there's not that structural integrity. It's like a house whose walls crumble and everything's starting to fall apart. Now, if maintenance stops, the building is going to fall into disrepair, and that's those pro-survival pathways. Regardless of how strong the house is, if you don't do that day-to-day maintenance, the whole structural integrity will fail over time. And then also, as a house ages over time, wires will begin to fray, fuses will blow, lights are going to go out, there's going to be no electricity and communication. Link that to the chemical and electrical signaling. So you can have a strong house, you can have one that's being kept up to date, but if you have no electricity, then the house is not living up to its potential. If you have no connections, you're not being able to fully enjoy all of the luxury of the house that you've built and put together. So you can't just tackle one of these if you want your house to stay functioning the way it should and lasting long. You need to be addressing every single one of these right at the source. And it's the same with all of your internal organs. And so it all comes down to, we have two phenomenal activators. Our Protandim Nerve 2 helps you make your own antioxidants. Our mind body GLP-1 system helps you make your own GLP-1. When you put them together, you see amplification of each of their own pathways, additional antioxidant pathways that are activated, and additional fat and fatty acid metabolism pathways that are activated to boost each other's function. But then, even more amazingly, you put them together and have this brand new long-term health benefit that is kind of helping you to stay healthy from the inside out, going to the core of all these organs that keep you alive, keep you functioning, keep you living the quality of life that you're looking for. And it's addressing all of those signs of aging right at the source so that you are able to have everything that you need functioning the way it needs to be. So if you're on one of these products or one of your customers is on one of these products, the next conversation should be, how do we maximize the benefits that you already experience? And we can do that by adding in this complementary synergistic activation breakthrough so that you can experience these long-term benefits and really experience the quality of health you're looking for over time. So thanks everyone for kind of listening to all of those details of the study. Like Ash said earlier, you can find all of those on the hub if you would like to read the study itself. But it all is as simple as addressing these sources of aging for your internal organs right at the source so that you can have this long, healthy life that we all want.
Lisa, I am such a visual learner, so I love your analogy with the house, right? When we go, say you go to the parade of homes or whatever, you go in and you're seeing all the artwork on the sides and you see the final result. You don't go in and see the studs and the pipes and all of those things. But if they're not there, you have no place to hang the artwork. You have no place to hang the mirror. And so anyway, as you were talking, first of all, you know those calming apps where they like read a story or help you meditate? I vote your voice for one of those. You need to start an app to do that. But number two, I love that analogy of there's so much going on underneath that we don't see. And quite frankly, we don't want to see. I don't want to go to a parade of homes to see the innards of the house. I want to see what that makes up, right?
Exactly, but it's so important to
But it
have
is
kind
so
of the guts and the roots of the house to be firm, and so that you're able to experience the beauty of the house for years to come. Yeah, for me, it's all about the analogies because there's a lot of deep science behind these products. We bring that to the table with every single launch we have. You can have full confidence in that. My team, that's what they're eating and drinking and breathing and sleeping, like everything is making sure that we have the validation for these products. But you can rest assured of that and then have these easier analogies to be able to share with others so that they're not overwhelmed by science, but instead can see, okay, I can actually picture this in my own life, I can see the benefit and how this would actually improve my life. Okay, I can see adding this into my everyday routine.
And I love how you talked about, our Protandim NRF2. I mean, that is the foundation, right? That is the original activating your body. And then you add the MB, which is activating your GLP-1 hormone. And, for a lot of people, it is affecting their weight in a very positive way. But listening to you go through this more in depth, I'm like, this is so much more than that.
Yes, and that's what I want to keep getting to, especially with the MBs, the mind body GLP-1 system, is that I think we have such a limited view of what certain hormones or different proteins and molecules do in our body. We tend to think very small scale and very short term, but our bodies are phenomenal. Certain targets like GLP-1 do so many things. So if you can influence them in a positive way, it really has benefits for everyone, depending on, regardless of what their goals are. And even if you don't immediately see results that are very physical and short term, you are doing all this work on the inside, on the foundation that's going to pay off for years to come. It's that proactive work that's going to lead to you having that healthier life.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I'm seeing in the chat, like, are we going to have this recording? Yes, as always, Momentum Tuesdays are available on the US LifeVantage Consultants Facebook group, as well as on the hub within about 24 business hours of this going live. We really do encourage you to join us live. But yes, you will have that recording made available. So thank you so much, Lisa. This month, we really are focusing on the healthy weight stack and pack, the enrollment pack, right? Which is combining these two incredible activators. And then you have the healthy weight pro stack that combines, the collagen, the NRF2, and the MB, which is talk about
Exactly, because we talked
activation.
about what the beauty of the Nerve2 and collagen center is, like that synergy that there is of breaking that cellular stress cycle. So if you add that into the benefits we were just talking about with healthy weight, you are really tackling cellular and tissue and organ health from multiple angles right at the source. So it's really just that amazing pro
1-2
kit
punch. One,
of
two, three punch.
exactly the 1, 2, 3 punch.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Thank you again, Lisa, for the time that you take to help explain these incredible breakthrough products with us in a simple way. And have a great rest of your Tuesday. Thanks, everybody.
You guys.